Okay, ladies, today we're sharing all the secrets. So after 7 years on YouTube, Christina and I have learned a lot about our own personal fashion, how we like to dress our bodies, what kinds of things we like to shop for, and we've been sharing them here with you for years. And today we've decided to round up our top 5 style secrets that we think have really helped us with our fashion journey, and we hope these are going to be very helpful for you as well. And we're going to be sharing some outfits that kind of go with each of these different style secrets and tips. So if there's anything that you're interested in, make sure you check those links down below. We'll have them linked in the description box as well as pinned to the first comment, and we'll have those little picture icons. Those are your YouTube links to make shopping a breeze. So let's dive in because we've got some good information to share with you.
So this first style secret is so important, and that is to shop for your lifestyle. So you want to make sure that 80% of your wardrobe fits into the lifestyle that you have. So if you're in the office most of the time during a typical week, you want to make sure 80% of your wardrobe fits into that. If you have a very casual lifestyle, then 80% of your wardrobe should fit into that lifestyle, because if not, you're going to open up your drawers, you're going to open up your closet, and you're going to say, I have absolutely nothing to wear.
Isn't that the truth? I think we've all been there. You're out shopping, you're having a great time, you see something beautiful like a great night out dress with sparkles and shine and everything, and you're just so drawn to it. But if you do too much of that type of shopping without a real purpose for that dress, you're gonna have a closet with all these beautiful things and nowhere to wear them. So that's definitely one of the things that we have learned over the years. We may love our blazers and our sweaters and all of those things, but we want to keep those to a minimum when it comes to our real life wardrobe, because we're not going to get as much use out of those pieces living in South Florida. So definitely keep that in mind. If you're a stay-at-home mom, think about how you're going to wear some of those basics, maybe make them a little bit elevated for making yourself feel confident, but you still want to keep them really comfortable and casual. You're not going to be running around in suits and stilettos when you're chasing a toddler. So definitely keep that in mind. It's really going to help you to not waste a lot of money on clothes that you're really never going to get to wear. Okay, so this next style secret is one that I wish I had known years ago. I think we've all been a victim to this, but the secret is to wear clothes that suit your body, not just the current trends. So I think we've all, done this in our past, especially in those like middle school and high school years, where maybe something was really, really trending and you just had to wear it because that's what everyone was wearing. I know I was guilty of the parachute pants, the Cavarici pants, and some of these styles just really did not look good on my body. But now that we're over 40, we're maturing, we really want to think about styles that suit our figure, things that are going to be most flattering on our body and not just on a magazine or an Instagram post. So definitely keep that in mind. We want to incorporate some trends, but we really want to think about what suits us best. So if you are someone who maybe has a curvier figure, think about what are the outfits you've worn that you've gotten the most compliments on. If you're someone who's more, straight up and down rectangular build, maybe something that, cinches a waist more, really adds some curves to your body. But those are the pieces that you really want to lean into that are going to make you look and feel your absolute best.
Yeah, so make sure that you highlight those areas that you love, and also make sure that you're wearing things that kind of hide or detract the things that maybe you're not as confident about. So not only your body type will be a factor, but even maybe your height. So you might be someone who's petite, and so maybe a long flowy maxi dress might be something you want to steer clear of, or maybe you're a little bit taller and so you really want to emphasize, your tall length and your height. So just kind of playing up those features that you love about yourself really will help you to dress yourself in a way that you always look beautiful and put together.
Absolutely. And also think about colors. Lots of colors can be trending. Right now we're seeing a lot of butter yellow, but if butter yellow doesn't work for you, don't wear it just because it's trending. Think about those colors that really bring out your eyes, bring out your skin tone, the colors that people tell you you look best in. So style and fashion is really about knowing your body, knowing what works for you. You can learn that by kind of experimenting shopping with different styles, and of course watching a lot of our videos where we share lots of those tips and tricks, but definitely leaning into what really works best on you and not just what looks good on those Instagram models.
Yes, and the last thing you want to absolutely pay attention to is fabrics as well. You might find some fabrics kind of cling to your body, emphasizing maybe some of those like bulges or areas that you're not as confident with. But if you find those fabrics that really just help to skim your body, really creating more of a tailored look, you're gonna look and feel fabulous. I have to say, for me, this third secret is probably my absolute favorite. Would you agree?
I think it's definitely a good one.
Okay, so this is to make sure that you have a third layer. So this is everything from maybe, you know, draping a sweater over your shoulder, maybe wearing a linen shirt over top a tank or a t-shirt. You could also wear a blazer, a denim jacket. You could even style it with maybe a little cardigan over top. Just anything that's going to create a little bit more interest. So this is really important, especially if you have some trouble areas, maybe in your arm or in your back, or maybe underneath, you know, on your waist area to define your waist. That third layer can really do multitasking when you apply it to an outfit.
Yes, you will definitely notice, if you pay attention now that you know this tip, when you're looking at images of outfits that you really love, whether it's on Instagram or Pinterest or even in our videos, you're probably going to notice that some of the most interesting outfits incorporate this third layer rule. So just by adding that extra piece, and sometimes if you're wearing a dress, it might actually be like a second layer, but just adding that piece of interest to an outfit, it can add texture, it can add color, it can add some pattern to a look. It really just takes everything up a notch. Something as simple as a basic t-shirt and jeans, when you just add a little cardigan tied around the shoulders, or you add a jacket, you add a blazer, all of a sudden you now have an outfit. It's not so basic, it's not so simple, it's a little bit more interesting, and like Christina said, it can really help with a variety of things to not only elevate your look, but slim your figure, make you feel more confident, really create curves where you want to create them. It's just such a good one. Definitely a game changer. Okay, this is another one that I think is so important and often where an outfit goes wrong, and that is choosing the right shoe can make or break your look. And specifically, the shoe that we can't recommend enough is something that is nude or clear. And when we say nude, we mean nude to you, so close to your skin tone. So think about when you're working with your shoes, you know, a lot of times you really want that emphasis to be on your beautiful outfit, not so much on your feet, unless you're specifically showing off like a really crazy wild Sex in the City heel or something. But most of the time we want the emphasis to be on us, on our face, on our outfit, the prints, the colors, and the shoes are just the little icing on the cake, you know, the little cherry on top, but we don't want the focus to be on our feet. So we really feel like a tan, nude, or even a clear shoe, which is really trending right now, is going to be your best bet. When you put a big chunky like black shoe with an outfit, immediately people's eyes go right down to those chunky shoes. It almost can have like a clown shoe effect to it. But when you wear something that matches your skin tone, you are elongating the legs. It's just going to look so beautiful and polished and put together. It really takes the guesswork too out of knowing which shoes to choose.
Absolutely. So during the summertime, you might have a beautiful sandal that has that tan to you color to it. You might also have a heel for those date nights that really just helps to elongate your legs. This can also be true for a little mule that you're wearing. So there's so many different style of shoes that can go with everything from shorts to dresses to rompers to jumpsuits. And when you find that you have a collection of nude shoes, everything from flats to sandals to heels, wedges, and everything plus and more, you're going to find that it's so easy to style your outfits.
Absolutely. And just to clarify, we're not saying that we don't wear other shoes. Of course, we wear our white sneakers. We sometimes have a beautiful black shoe. You know, sometimes we want to add a pop of color with maybe a red Mary Jane. So of course, there's lots of variety. We're not saying these are the only shoes we're wearing. We're just saying that probably about 80 to 90% of the time, something that is very neutral on the foot is really going to give you the most classic and chic look and keep all the emphasis on your beautiful outfit.
Now, this last style secret is really important in making sure that it is effortless to put outfits together. and that is by investing in classic pieces. So these are going to be your basics. Almost think of like a capsule wardrobe. So you might have everything from a classic white jean or a linen pant. Think of some button-up shirts, whether they're linen or cotton. These are the pieces that you're going to be able to mix and match into numerous different outfits effortlessly.
Absolutely. We definitely have learned this over the years because, of course, we're constantly ordering lots and lots of pieces, and we really fall in love with some of those beautiful prints like florals and, bright patterns and gorgeous things, and those are great. However, you want those to make up about 20% of your wardrobe, while you want these classic pieces to really make up about 80% of your wardrobe, because when it comes time to style them in different ways, things like solids or a classic stripe are really going to work in very versatile ways to create a ton of different outfits. And this became very clear to us when we were creating that Pinterest video that we recently did, where we were trying to use pieces in different ways and create some different outfits based off of Pinterest inspiration. If you have these classic pieces like a great pair of jeans, a white jean, a white button-up top, a black blazer, all of those kinds of things, you can style those in a million different ways. If you have a closet that's full of, patterned and very colorful florals and geometric prints, you're going to have a really hard time with that versatility using those pieces in a lot of different ways. So that's definitely one of those things that we have learned over the years, and we found it to be so helpful in creating a wardrobe that really works for us. Okay, so now that you know all of our top secrets for how to put together those outfits, you're gonna want some great accessories to really accentuate those summer pieces. So make sure next you check out our summer accessories video that we just released. We've got over there some great jewelry, handbags, shoes, all the things that are really gonna complement those beautiful outfits. So check that one out, and as always, have a great week, and we look forward to catching you next time.